focus on how do we build these conversations to be a solution. Everything you say, everything you do, that is your goal. That's your win, is how did you elevate how the conversation was had?
I'm in the big leagues, told her don't miss me. Ballin' like Houston, ayy, feeling like Whitney. I need a bag, bruh, send it through quickly. I'm making his dog, like I'm in the big leagues. Told him that I gotta go, dog. I'm riding the road, y'all. I think that I'm back in my bag now. So I need that go, y'all. Got hits when he throwing the fastball. Just too quick for it, peeling off like the whip orange.
What's up, friends? Welcome to the Do Good Movement. Our purpose is to make a positive impact in our society through real life education. And the movement comes into play when you guys share the content to help other people do good just like you. It's gonna be a good one. Trying to think how to spin this off best. Just to let you guys know, like literally I sit down with Tyler, the man behind the camera, and I'll walk most of the time just right out of a meeting and walk in here and be like, hey, what are we gonna talk about? And we just look at each other and laugh, and I'll pull up my phone, look at a note and say, okay, cool, let's go, like turn it on. So I wanna talk about leading through the shit. And what I mean by that, this has probably happened in your relationship with your significant other. This probably happens with your kids. This probably happens with different people at work, with your friends, right? And you're trying to, our goal is to always kind of better each other, right? And then we might get into a spot where we disagree on something. And when I say we, I'm really talking about you, right? So you might get in a spot where you and that other person disagree on something. And then your emotions might get a little bit involved, right? And you get into like a bicker, and how you'd usually handle, let's call it business, right, would be at a higher level, but somehow this person got under your skin, was able to bring you right back to here, to their ground. And now you're stuck there. And you get done with this conversation like, the fuck did I just accomplish, right? So your guys' goal when you go into the next one of these conversations is you probably don't want to have conversations like that anymore, right? Like you probably don't want to have conversations with your kids and your family and stuff at work at that level anymore. It's not good. It's not sustainable. It's not long-term. It's exhausting, okay? You want to have conversations maybe a couple notches up, higher level, respectable, like being able to talk about solutions versus opinions. And you guys know what I mean by that? You just bicker on he or she or me or you versus what's the solution here, right? And sometimes you get into these conversations where that's all you got done is just bicker, and there's nothing. Like what's saying that's not gonna happen again, right? So we talk about sustainability and growth here. Find a way for that not to happen again, and this is fucking hard, okay? I think I'm getting pretty good at doing this, so this is super hard, and you guys can get there too. And when I say getting pretty good at doing it, because there's still some people that let me like go down a couple notches and play ball there, and I hate it because I get so upset with myself after, this is an opportunity for you guys to lead and show the person on how to work and how to respond. So there's a lot of times during this, hold back what you have to say. Hold back your voice. You probably are right. That person could be saying things that are completely incorrect, completely wrong. Think solution-based. If you go in and go opinion versus opinion, you're not gonna go anywhere there. Nobody's gonna win that battle. But if you kind of take your opinion out of it and you listen, and you could lead this conversation by asking proper questions on why they believe that, why they feel that way, why they're upset, let it be them and you coaching them and guiding them how to get through that by asking questions. And what I mean is, why do you feel that way? What did I do? What could I have done better? I don't want you to feel this way. I want you to be happy. And you just start asking different questions. And then you're gonna come to it, and you're gonna be able to have a level-headed conversation, right? But if you both take your heads off this damn conversation, it's gonna be like a chicken fight, okay? So don't snoop to that level, and use this opportunity to lead through it, because you're gonna want your kids, or you're gonna want your significant other, or you're gonna want your coworker or the person working for you to be able to lead how I'm telling you to lead right now. You want them to be solution oriented. You want them to be able to level up a conversation, right? So if you are their leader, if you are somebody with any type of influence to the person you're talking to, and you're falling down to their level, nobody's gonna be able to grow through that, right? So somebody in the conversation, and it's you because you're listening to this today, needs to bring that conversation up. Take your emotion out of it. You don't have to be right, fuck it. Like take the take what you guys are fighting about out of it. Let that person win it. Who cares? Your goal through this conversation is how to build solutions and how to have a conversation without emotion and how to bring the conversations up. And so you will never win that fight down where I'm talking about. You will win that fight if you're able to bring it up to the top, right? And not saying you have to win the fight. It's whatever's right. That's what you guys should all be doing. So when you're going through this, which I'm sure a lot of people are today, focus on how do we build these conversations to be a solution. Everything you say, everything you do, that is your goal. That's your win, is how did you elevate how the conversation was had? And guess what? You do this a few times, 5 times later, the conversation you guys are going to be having about a problem or an opportunity is going to be at such a high level where you both could just talk openly and freely and nobody's going to get their feelings hurt. You're not going to be in denial. You're actually going to be able to make traction. So there's no way to coach somebody down when people are just so emotional in the shit if you're in that shit too. You got to be able to coach them up a layer. You got to be able to develop them up a layer, and then you're going to be able to talk eye to eye. It's a process, guys. But that's what leaders do. Leaders lead, leaders build, leaders create, leaders don't go and do down there. It's easy to get sucked into that downfall. Bring it up a notch and coach to that point. Win that conversation to elevate the conversation. And do not say, hey guys, I listened to the Do Good Movement show today and Dylan told me to do this in our conversation. Don't put this on me. Those words need to come from you. You need to really want it. You need to own it. And when bringing up that conversation a couple notches, and you guys will be able to have great conversations. I've done this with many people throughout business. I've done this with my personal relationships, and we're able to just shoot the shit. You know, sometimes do we fall off? Yeah, man, we're people. I mean, that's just part of the deal. But I'm having a lot less of that in these years of my life, and you guys can too. I want to see you guys win, and opinion versus opinion and fighting each other. Nobody's winning shit on that. Let's bring it up and let's just have general conversation, and you guys will win. Alrighty, do good.